Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here to do my comic reviews for the week. I only have 3 comics this week, but they're all really good, and I guess it's now time to talk about them. First off, only one Marvel, and as usual, it's my favorite, The Amazing Spider-Man, Part 1 of Spider Island. So Spider Island has officially begun. Alright. Issue starts off with with what looks like Peter telling Carly that he has he's Spider-Man, but it's actually Carly telling Peter that she's gained spider powers. So of course she's really excited, and she's saying that she could be a superhero, and then she asks Peter to design some spider equipment for her. And of course Peter says, no, alright, I just need to go to bed right now. So he wants to talk, and he says, can we talk about this later after we see Aunt May and Jay at the airport and stuff, and just leaves. So now I guess Peter knows what it's like to be on the other end of the foot about revealing spider powers to your significant other. Okay, meanwhile, Madam Web and Shang-Chi are both outside a gathering of criminals, and in charge of the gathering is the Goblin, along with his two right-hand cronies, Tarantula and the guy we saw last issue, who's now known as the Spider King. Anyways, wait, did I say Goblin? Oh man, I meant Jackal, sorry. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that. Why did I always think Goblin, but I apologize, I meant Jackal. Jackal, it's a Jackal! 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 There. Got it all out of me. Sorry. So anyways, Jackal apparently has gathered his criminals here so that they could be his new sort of spider-powered gang, and he gives them all a bunch of Spider-Man costumes. Next day, Peter and Carly see May and Jay off at the airport as they head to Boston. And meanwhile, back in New York City, a bunch of criminals are all wearing different Spider-Man costumes. And I like MJ's comment here about how if this is another clone thing, then she's going back to LA. And sure enough, the new Avengers show up to deal with it. Well, the new Avengers and Young Allies. Anyways, then when Carly hears the news on the taxi's radio, she decides to go off there as Carly Cooper, Spider Cop. And Peter is worried that Carly's going to get hurt, so he slips away, changes, and meanwhile at City Hall, Mayor Jonah Jameson's pretty much saying, "You all laughed at me and my anti-Spider-Man squad. You thought I was crazy. You thought I was insane. Well, guess who's the crazy ones now, huh? I knew this day would come." Okay, that's not a direct quotation, but it's pretty close. How insane it seems Jonah was about forming an anti-Spider-Man squad. Well, I guess now that's actually useful. Okay, back to the fight. Spider-Man shows up, but the Avengers assume he's just another criminal, so they beat him up. And Shang-Chi and Madam Web are watching from a distance, and Shang-Chi goes off to help Spider-Man. And of course, this is what's left after the huge Avengers fight, and we have Spidey right here going, Alright, Spider Island Part 1 was really good. It was really funny to see Spider-Man go off and then see the Avengers, and they just beat the crap out of him. It's good. It really shows that for this event, Jackal apparently thought of Spider-Man, so now he's giving criminals a bunch of other Spider-Man costumes, and it's not just the red and blue or the black variant. There's also replicas of the Sonar and FF suits. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a good Spider-Man event. I mean, this first issue was really good. I can't wait for the rest of the story. If you're not getting Amazing Spider-Man, then go back, then get the issue prior to this, 666, then read this one, and it is amazing. And it is really amazing. Alright, now for DC. The final issue of Detective Comics, and the final Detective Comics issue written by Scott Snyder as he brings his run to a close with the final confrontation between Dick Grayson Batman and James Gordon Jr. I've been having an off day. Alright, so anyways, Commissioner Gordon tells Batman, Dick Grayson, that that Barbara's been kidnapped by James, and that he needs to find them quick. So, anyways, James has Barbara here, and he pretty much tortures her, and then Dick's trying to find them, and apparently James was able to hack onto their transmission, and also he's able to figure out that, and he's also been able to figure out that Dick Grayson is Batman. And there's this good line here where James says, the thing is, when someone knows the Waynes, known you Waynes as long as we Gordons have, it's not hard to put it together. So, yeah, basically Barbara knows, and the basic assumption is that Commissioner Gordon does know that Batman is Bruce Wayne, and so does Jim Jr., the psychopath son. And there is some really good, well-written dialogue between Dick and Jim about how different they are, about how Dick pretty much is one of the most caring, how Jim describes Dick as one of the most caring people he knows, but Jim, however, is the exact opposite, as he feels little empathy for people, and apparently he believes that Jim believes empathy is a weakness, and that and that's the reason he set the drug loose on tons of baby formula, so that apparently he can set them free, so to speak. Guy's insane. And of course, though, Barbara does try to get away, and she fights back, but Batman shows up, saves her, but Jim does get away, but Batman doesn't catch him. Commissioner Gordon does, after shooting him twice in the legs. Yeah, that's fatherly love. That's good parenting right there. And in the end, Dick disables the Wayne Tech Crime Lab, since no one from Gotham PD was using it, so it didn't really seem like they should keep it. And also, he talks to Commissioner Gordon, saying that they did run tests on the baby formula in the factory that James had access to, but the tests were inconclusive, so they're not sure whether or not they've got a whole new hundreds or maybe thousands of infants being turned into sociopaths. Alright, Scott. Alright, the final issue written by Detective Comics, written by Scott Snyder. It is very good. The dialogue was very well written, and if you've been able to see this run from the beginning, this is definitely your payoff, because ever since he began his run, he did kind of have the side, so it did seem like at first that the James Jr. thing was kind of a side story, but it slowly worked its way up for the big finale issue that Scott Snyder's writing, and it was very good, well-deserved payoff for his run. I mean, I'm really looking forward to his run on the main Batman title and how he handles Bruce Wayne. Okay, next up, final comic, Teen Titans number 99. I like this cover here, how it kind of parallels the Teen Titans with their kind of like respective counterparts, except one thing. I would probably maybe replace Red Robin with Wonder Girl, just because Indigo was responsible for the death of Donna Troy, so I kind of thought that would be some sort of perfect parallelism there, but other than that though, this is a nice cover. Alright, this issue kind of answers some questions that we were left wondering last issue when Prime's Nega Titans, that's what I'm calling them, Nega Titans, anyways, it reveals that the 3 Superboy clones that Prime had were apparently replicas of Match. In case you're not familiar, Match is what you would call maybe a defective Superboy, a defective clone of Superboy. Originally, he was built by, back in the 90s. Okay, I have the issue, I just can't remember what the organization... Oh yeah, the Agenda. Agenda cloned Superboy. They were trying, and for a while, Match kind of sort of was a little smarter than Superboy, and he replaced him for a number of issues, but eventually Superboy caught on. But when Jeff Johns brought Match back into the Teen Titans universe after Connor's death, Match was sort of degrading into a Bizarro clone. So basically, this guy here, Dr. Callaghan, who gave Headcase his powers, you may remember him from the first arc written by Krull, which had Damian in it. That now Prime had to make 3 separate clones of Connor here, so that apparently just to mess with him. And next up, we've got Tim and Wonder Girl each taking down a clone, both focusing on how the last time they fought Superboy Prime, Connor died, and they didn't want that to happen again. Oh yeah, and Kid Flash confronts the Inertia here, and it's not Bart Allen's clone, Edward Thawne. It's not. It's someone new under the mask. So Bart doesn't, and we don't know who it is, and we still don't know who it is. It is implied that it is someone new, but we just don't know who yet. And continuing the fight, Solstice versus Sun Girl, Beast Boy versus Zookeeper, and Raven versus Headcase. Oh yeah, and Ravager versus Persuader and Indigo. Alright, main reason what Prime wants to do, he wants to destroy Titan's Tower and the rest of the Titans because he believes that they're apparently some sort of beacon that keeps drawing him back into the main DC world and keeps pulling him away from Earth Prime. So he thinks that if he eradicates them, he'll be able to go back home safe and sound. And while he's about to begin his final assault on Titan's Tower, Headcase transforms the Golden Gate Bridge into a giant robot to keep the Titans busy. And right when Prime's getting ready to blast the tower, a bunch of other Titans show up. Yay! And little teaser here for the 100th issue, Titans Together. So next issue, the 100th issue, will have a lot more Titans, and they're all going to have to take out Superboy Prime. Okay. Teen Titans number 99, it did answer some questions from last issue, such as how Inertia came back, how the Superboy Prime clone, about the other Superboy clones, and also it's sort of set up for what's going to happen in issue 100, with a bunch of other past Titans coming back to help take out Superboy Prime. Yeah, that's it. I'd say it was a nice little sort of in-between issue for the middle of this kind of 3-parter right here. And hopefully the next issue, 100, will be awesome and a great finale for this team of Titans, because I loved this team. I've read every single issue of Teen Titans since Jeff Johns relaunched it, and it was really amazing, and I loved it, and hopefully they can let this team go out with a bang. Okay, so, yeah, in conclusion, Teen Titans number 99 answered some questions we had last issue, and a little setup for the 100th issue. Batman Detective Comics. Scott Snyder delivers a very epic conclusion to his run, as well as the Detective Comics series, and Amazing Spider-Man Spider Island number 667. Spider Island Part 1, Amazing Spider-Man 667. Very awesome Part 1. Cannot wait to read the rest of this. And, okay, that's all. And that's all I have to say. Spider-Man 1991 saying see you later.